Welcome back to another explainer. Today, we're stepping straight into the boardroom for a true corporate masterclass. We're going to explore one of the absolute most powerful, yet honestly frequently overlooked professional tools at your disposal, and that is leveraging silent signals to influence others. Whether you're pitching a project in Sydney, negotiating a massive contract in London, or leading your team in New York, the way you carry yourself is already speaking way before you even utter a single syllable.
I want you to ask yourself right now, are you communicating without speaking? Well, the reality is, your silent presence is already speaking volumes. Literally, from the exact moment you walk into a room, you are constantly transmitting data. Your clients, your colleagues, and yes, your competitors are subconsciously reading you, and you are reading them right back. Mastering this silent dialogue, that gives you a distinct competitive edge. It's quite literally the difference between closing a major deal and walking away empty-handed.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our roadmap for today. First, the silent language of business. Second, the 5 pillars of nonverbal cues. Third, why silent signals matter. Fourth, the benefits of building trust. And finally, real-world professional examples.
Section 1. The silent language of business. Let's move on to the foundation of our masterclass.
So, what is this exactly? Nonverbal communication is simply the act of sending and receiving messages entirely without words. We're talking about everything from your overarching body language and the micro-expressions on your face to the underlying tone of your voice. As our source material highlights, this isn't just about expressing your own intent, right? It's actually a critical professional tool for figuring out a client's hidden needs. Think about it. If you see a colleague subtly tensing up during a tough negotiation, that physical reaction might literally tell you to back off from a grim topic long before they say anything out loud.
Section 2. 5 pillars of nonverbal cues.
So how do we actually break this down into an actionable framework you can immediately use? Well, there are 5 core pillars to master here: facial expressions, body movement and posture, eye contact, touch, and appearance. Every single one of these plays a highly specific, unique role in crafting your overall professional presence.
And this brilliantly illustrates how these pillars map directly to tangible professional outcomes. For instance, your facial expressions are exactly what allow you to interact effectively in complex social situations. Your posture, it isn't just about looking confident. Proper alignment actually reduces physical stress in your body, which increases your own focus and concentration during those famously long meetings. And your appearance instantly projects an image of professionalism that is perfectly tailored to your specific environment. Now, you do have to be careful because these pillars require careful calibration, especially when we're talking about North American, European, and Australian business cultures. Take eye contact. Proper eye contact is an absolutely phenomenal tool. It shows you're engaged, it rapidly builds trust, and it genuinely inspires fruitful conversations. But there's a very fine line. Making too much or inappropriate eye contact can suddenly come off as incredibly aggressive or blatantly disrespectful. You really have to balance projecting confidence with giving the other person space to breathe.
Section 3. Why silent signals matter. We've defined the tools, but why should an ambitious professional really care about mastering these subtle behaviors? The advantages are huge. Beyond conveying empathy and passion way better than words ever could, these cues ensure your messages are interpreted properly. Look, if your words say, "I completely agree," but your arms are crossed tightly across your chest, the message is totally mixed. Plus, in diverse global teams, nonverbal communication relies on our shared instinctive nature, and that helps bridge culturally influenced gaps completely seamlessly. Ultimately, by cutting down on friction and misunderstanding, mastering these cues greatly increases your overall workplace efficiency.
Section 4. The benefits of building trust.
This directly builds into the ultimate goal of absolutely any business interaction. Because let's face it, without trust, there's zero influence. So the crucial point is that when you can accurately read the signals your partner or client is sending, you're building a much stronger relationship grounded in respect. By consciously projecting optimistic warmth and sincerity, and by picking up on those subtle, unsaid cues from others, you build incredibly deep business alliances. In the corporate world, this direct transmission of positive signals leads straight to real, tangible outcomes, like much better customer retention and significantly increased sales.
Section 5. Real-world professional examples. Let's anchor these ideas with some concrete situations.
Let's look at scenario 1, mirroring. Imagine you're sitting in a tough negotiation. If you subtly imitate the other person's positive behavior, like nodding warmly while they speak or comfortably matching their relaxed posture, they're going to instinctively respond well to you. Mirrored actions subconsciously build a fantastic bridge of trust. It silently tells them, hey, we're on the exact same page, which deeply encourages open, highly productive dialogue.
Now, what's really interesting here is Scenario 2, appearance. Literally, your fabric and color choices speak before you open your mouth. In standard corporate environments across Europe and North America, for example, wearing sober business suits in solid colors, think black or navy, paired with a crisp white button-down, projects an immediate, undeniable image of professionalism. You're signaling total competence and deep respect for the environment, all without saying a single word.
Moving on to Scenario 3, which involves the most sensitive pillar of all, touch. In Western professional contexts, touch obviously has to be used very, very carefully, but when it's appropriate, it is incredibly powerful. A well-timed pat on the back or a light touch on the arm can communicate congratulations on a massive win, or it can offer deep empathy during a really grim workplace challenge. It steps in perfectly where speaking might not be desirable or where words alone just aren't cutting it.
And that brings us to a super powerful synthesis from our source material. Optimal communication occurs when all the messages are coordinated and sent consistently. It's like a giant puzzle. If your words are saying one thing, but your posture, your eye contact, and your appearance are screaming something else, your influence just shatters. Your silent signals absolutely must align perfectly with your spoken intent if you truly want to read the room and skillfully guide the conversation.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a bit of a challenge. Take a quick audit of yourself right at this very moment. What is your posture communicating to the room right now? Are your shoulders tense? Are you leaning forward with interest or kind of leaning back in skepticism? Remember, you are always speaking, even when you're completely silent. So make sure you're telling the story you actually want to tell. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll catch you next time.